So let's talk about doing your presentation using a Prezi. If you don't already have a Prezi account, you can sign up for what they call the EDU Enjoy account. It is totally free as long as you use your email that ends in an EDU. So as you can see, I have lots of Prezis in here, different things that I've done. But say we're going to start on a brand new Prezi for this presentation. So you click on the button that says create a new Prezi. Helps if you click the right way. And first of all, it gives you some options that you can pick some pre-designed templates that they have. You know, I'm all about using something that is already pre-designed. It's a lot easier than having to reinvent the wheel. But you can start with a blank Prezi if you want to. A couple of things you want to look at. You see that right now it's showing you the latest things that are out there. So you see that these would be the different paths that it takes. And then over here they have what are considered some of the popular templates that they have. This one right here, explain a topic, looks like it might be handy for class. If you want, you can click on the more button and it gives you a lot more options to choose. Winning hand, you know, interesting. Some of them get a little more interesting the further down you go. You see this one, I think we've used this one in class before. But for tonight's explanation, I'm just going to use this one right here. And you see it takes just a few seconds. It brings the template up. Just a couple of quick tips. If you want to make this a little bit smaller, you can click on the home. Well, it usually makes it smaller, but it didn't this time. So here's the things that you need to do if you want to set this up so that you can use it as a team. You will see, similar to PowerPoint, it has the frames over here on the left-hand side, like the slides in PowerPoint. And as you will see, this one has 10 frames in it. So you can add more frames, but these are the ones that come pre-designed in the presentation for you. So if that's what you want to do, you could say, okay, Vicky, you do slides 1 and 2. Virginia, you do slides 3 and frames 3 and 4, I'm sorry. And then 5 and 6 and so on and so forth. You can always add more if you need to. So to start this one, you know, you do the easy stuff, which is type in the chapter that you're doing. And I'm going to say I'm doing chapter 6, which is applying the modality principle. And it looks like it's getting a little close to me, to my frames, so I went ahead and hit enter. Okay, applying the modality principle. And we did say that the first thing we would like to have in any of these is a summary of what you're going to do. So this comes over here where it says topic. So your topic for here, I would say this is going to be your summary. So you could leave this as topic, or you could change it to summary or table of contents, whatever you want to call it. And this is where you tell the learner what they're going to learn from this lesson. So what you're going to cover in this particular presentation is you're going to talk about the modality principle. You're going to talk about limitations to the principle. I'm not going to type it all out. Psychological reasons, and so on and so forth. P-S-Y-C-H-O. So you get all of this from the chapter outline, but also this is a good way for you to figure out how you're going to break up who's doing what in the presentation. Just one thing that is kind of interesting about Prezi, if you will notice when I'm over here in the text, right here it has a little tab next to this particular line. If I click in here in this one, the tab moves up there. What these tabs do is allow you to move lines around so that they don't have to be completely linear and they don't have to stay exactly where they are when you type them. So if I were of a mind, I could pick this one up and move it right here. And then I could come to this one right here and move it over here. Well, and maybe it'll do it for me or maybe it won't. I can move this one here and I can come and pick up the last one, and then this one's by itself. So, there's just different things you can do. So you can type it all in one text box like you would in PowerPoint, but you do have the ability to pick them up and move them around. So that takes care of that part. So this tells us we're on frame 2. This is what's called a circle frame, and it's zoomed into that. So if we go to frame 3, now it's over to the next one. So here comes the thing that people were asking. If you click on insert, you can insert a lot of different things. When it says insert an image, what it's going to do is go to your desktop and find any images that you have there. It used to be that it would take you directly to the internet, but that's no longer available in the free edition. So what you need to do is, if you know you have some images you want to do, there's nothing to stop you from opening another tab and Googling them or looking for them on Bing while you are in the process of making this. But if you kind of know what you want, you could go ahead and find them before you start working on the presentation. Just remember, when you do go to a search engine to look for an image, that you want to make sure that under the settings that you choose that the image, or it might be under usage, choose that the image is free to use or free to use and share, Creative Commons, something like that, because you don't want to use something that has a copyright on it unless you are going to attribute where you got the image from. So that's just a little safety guideline for you so that you're not breaking any copyright laws. Wikimedia, W-I-K-I media, Wikimedia is a good place to find a lot of images that are free of copyright or in the Creative Commons. So you can do that. You can also insert symbols and shapes just like you do in PowerPoint or any Office programs. You can insert a YouTube video. You need to know the link for the YouTube video. So if you found something you wanted to put in your presentation, you could put it right there. You can have favorites or things that you've saved in Prezi. I'm not even sure if I have anything in the favorites. Okay, so I have some things over here. So I have SpongeBob if I wanted to put him in here. These are some things. I think this is a picture of our book, so I could put that in there. But those are things that you save in favorites. And down here you see it says add background music. So this would be if you were going to have this Prezi run and you didn't want anything else going on. But here's the important thing. If you want to add a voiceover to path step number 3, this is where you click. And with Prezi, the way you add a voiceover is that you had to have recorded this prior to making the Prezi and have saved it on your computer. You will see that I put a list of the free applications that you have available that you can record your voice clips if you want to and put it in there. This is also on the Prezi site. You can go look it up. I also copied a YouTube video that Prezi made that tells you about putting a voiceover into your Prezi to help you with this. So I think that covers about all of the things. Oh, one last thing. That covers all the things for making the Prezi that you need to know. So let's make sure that we have this, and we're going to exit. It's going to save it for us as we exit the page. And it takes us back to the page and shows us the Prezi that we are working on. If you look across the top, you see Chapter 6, Applying the Modality Principle, and two tabs that say adding sound to your Prezi, which is not what I had in mind. So what I want to do is go back to my Prezis, and you will see now I have one called adding the Chapter 6, applying the modality principle. And where you see the three little dots, this is where you can change the settings. And you want to go to privacy and sharing because you want to be able to share this with the other people on your team. So this is what you want. Who can see the Prezi? My collaborators, they can view or edit the Prezi. Or you want people with the link, they can view it, or anyone on the web. So for our particular instance right now, what you want to do is say, I want my collaborators, and it will ask you who you want to be a collaborator. So you type in people's email addresses, and I'm just going to put in one of my other email addresses to add. And over here, again, they give you the option. Do you want them to be able to edit it, or do you want them to just be able to view it? So I want V Jones at Wild Blue to be able to edit it. And so an email will be sent to this person. I don't have an account because that's my personal email address. It's not an EDU one. But you would send it to each other with your ODU emails. When you get ready to have this where you're going to turn it into the class, what you will want to do is for the privacy and sharing, you will either want to have it discoverable on the web, but you can also get the link here so that you can share it. And so to share it, you click on this, it will give you the link, you copy it, and you can send it to me, and then I can make sure it gets pasted properly into Blackboard so that everybody can view it. So I hope this answered a few questions you have about Prezi. Prezi is really a lot of fun, and it's very interesting to work with, but it does require a lot more time than just doing a PowerPoint. But if you're willing to take it on and you feel like you have some experience doing it, or you want to try, go ahead and just send me an email if you have a question about anything. I don't know all the answers to Prezi, but Prezi has a pretty good learn and support area right here that you can, anytime you have a question, you can type it and they will help you figure out what you're looking for. One last thing, although I told you that I chose a template for doing this on Chapter 6, if you wanted to find something where somebody had already made something, and say we're talking about the modality principle because that is the title of Chapter 6. If I type that in here and type show reusable Prezis only and click search, I may find something, I may not. Okay, so somebody's got something on modality. Reusable Prezis will give you the option to copy what somebody else has put out here, and then you just go in and change the content and make it your own. So if I thought that I liked one of these Prezi backgrounds, I think I kind of like the way this background looks. I don't really know what they're talking about, but I click on it and you will see it brings it up and gives me a chance to look at it. So I can look, this looks like a pretty in-depth analysis of something. But to go through it, I can click right here and see how this person is taking us. I kind of like the way that it moves around. It looks pretty interesting. So we talked about some of these things. You know, you may not need this many paths, but if you want to make a copy, you just click right here and it will add it into your list of my Prezi. So I clicked make a copy and come back over here, and you now see that I have a copy of this, and the little pencil will let me change it. So now if I want to make this my Chapter 6 Prezi, I can do that. So I can make a copy of it and name it whatever I want to. So I hope that answers any questions that you had, and anything that you needed to know. And as always, if you have a question, if you want to email me or ask anything, I'll be glad to help you as much as I can. Thank you.